Alright, so I'm going to make some chocolate today, and it's so much fun getting into chocolatiering, and you can make a superfood chocolate that you can eat every morning. I've got a ceramic pot right here that I'm going to use, and we're going to get started. So the base of my chocolate is always coconut oil and chocolate cacao paste. Raw cacao paste right here. I got this from earthshiftproducts.com, and same with the extra virgin coconut oil. And this is always my base. What I do first, and I'll show you, is I just throw a bunch of coconut oil in there, and I don't measure it out. So don't get mad at me if I'm not, giving you exact measures or anything. I just throw a lot of coconut oil in there, enough to get some to at least go across the whole bottom of it. Maybe like an inch or two across the whole bottom. Or maybe like a centimeter, like deep in the actual pot. That's a good amount of coconut oil. I put maybe about 6 heaping tablespoons coconut oil in there. So now once that melts, I'm gonna let that melt for a second. And here's the thing: I never heat it over like 95 degrees. I just barely turn the knob up. As you can see, it's barely turned up, so it's barely heated. It's not really heated at all. So it's just heated enough to where the chocolate, the cacao paste, and the coconut oil will mix really well together. And then I can throw all types of superfoods. So it's not even heated over 100 degrees, not even above body temperature. So yeah, this is the way to go. I'll show you how to do it. Okay, so now I've got my coconut oil heated up, and I'm going to show you that right now. And I've got my cacao paste all broken up, and I don't know if you can see how much coconut oil is in there. It's a good bit. I'm just going to start throwing these chunks of cacao in there, and then I'm just going to start mixing them around until they really melt in, like really good. I'm just going to start mixing these around, and they're just going to start melting. You see them start spreading on the bottom down there? Yeah, see? They're starting to melt really easy. They melt at a fairly easy temperature. So now you're just going to mix this around until all of it's melt together and makes one nice, thick, kind of thick, but liquidy chocolate. And once we got that as our base, we're going to start adding a ton of different things in, like mucuna, shilajit, lucuma, and maca powder, things like that. And then we're going to add our sweetener last, and we're going to figure out the taste of it. So I'll show you that in a minute. Okay, I'm going to show you the consistency I'm working with here. If you can see how that just kind of runs off, but it's kind of thick and it doesn't like drip at all. I'm going to show you also how cool it is. It's not really hot at all. I can stick my finger in it, no problem. And if you watch, there's a drip that's just about to come off. Oh, there it is. See, it dripped a little bit. And then there isn't really any more drips coming off. It's like almost hardening on my skin. That's exactly the kind of consistency you want. And then we're going to start adding superfoods into it. So let me just set this up. So now that we've got that, we're going to add a bunch of superfoods into this. How many superfoods? It's a great question. We're going to add it while it's still heated up a little bit. That way we can mix it around really good. We're going to add shilajit. We're going to add mucuna. And what I'm going to do, as I'm not actually going to use that spoon for it, I'm going to get another spoon, because this spoon's got chocolate all over it. I'm going to be mixing this stuff all in. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these. This is mucuna right here. It's got L-dopa in it, which is a precursor to L-dopamine. I'm just going to put a good amount in there. I don't even know how much that was. That was almost the rest of this bag. I have a 4-ounce bag. And you just kind of eyeball it. I mean, you can throw almost anything into chocolate and make it taste amazing. That's the beauty of it. Okay, I threw almost the rest of the shilajit in it. So it's close to half of the shilajit bag, maybe about a quarter, maybe a little bit more than a quarter of the 4 ounce. So maybe about an ounce of shilajit and an ounce of mucuna that I'm throwing in here. And now I'm just going to mix those up really well so there's no clumps or anything like that. And then we're going to start to mix other things in there. We're going to mix some lucuma powder. Lucuma is excellent for taste. It's got kind of like a vanilla chocolate kind of like a mocha, like a frappuccino or something that you would get, like a toffee kind of deal. I don't know how to explain this taste. This taste is just amazing. Lucuma powder is amazing. Nutrition-wise, you know, it's got relatively good nutrition. It's not like, you know, a crazy extraordinary superfood, but it's got relatively a good amount of nutrition in it, so it's really good. I'm just gonna start pouring some in here. I put maybe 4 big tablespoons of lucuma in it. I'm gonna start mixing that in here, and that's starting to thicken it up a little bit more. We're just going to mix that around until it gets nice and good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add mucuna, or we're going to add maca. Got awesome maca right here. I'm going to actually get a spoon for this because it's a big bag. Get a big spoon for it. Okay, that's about 2 tablespoons. 4 tablespoons. About 6 tablespoons of maca. I'm adding that into there. Now you can see the amount of superfoods that I'm putting in. It's just so much. It's kind of crazy how much you can put into this chocolate, and what you can get out of it is really amazing. Now it's starting to get really thick, really nice thick consistency. Let me mix up these powders. I'll get right back to you with some more stuff.